So I made this hash today, and I figured I probably should share it with YouTube. I finally got to do it today, but I've been thinking about doing it for a couple of years now because there's been times when I made some really bad hash and it was black. Like, it had too much chlorophyll in it, and when you try to smoke it, just terrible stuff. I've actually had my hands on some really nasty hash many times in my life. Another day, I used some really sloppy techniques and I made some vodka hash. And I guess I just figured, I had all the equipment finally that if I wanted to clean up some dirty hash, I would. Well, so I took the really nasty black hash, and of course it was filtered really well through a couple of coffee filters, two of them back to back. So there was no sediment in there. And so that there's a ton of chlorophyll in there, but as long as it came from a good stock, there's definitely going to be a lot of THC in there. And if it's a certain strain, maybe it'll have some CBN, CBD. So it has all that good gunk in there and some other junk. Well, my technique is I use this Copper Chef induction. Well, you take an induction and then you put your like what I had to use was like a skillet, like a induction skillet or like a stainless steel skillet, and then I put I actually used I cooked it on the silicone. Well, I actually see, the thing is, prior to having the induction, I wasn't able to keep my temperatures precise, so I would always end up burning hash and all that stuff all the time. So with this induction, I use a laser thermometer to keep an eye on what the temperatures are at, and it's pretty interesting. I kept the temperatures of this black nasty hash that has all this chlorophyll. I kept the temperatures between 300 and I think by the end I actually kicked it up to 330 degrees. So it was always between 300 and 330, and really I was burning off the chlorophyll. You could smell it at 300, 310, but then once I hit up to about 320 and 330 degrees, it actually the rest of that burnt off really quick. And what I was left with, it wasn't putting off any more smell, and it was hard as a rock, and it was black and hard as a rock. It was real crystally. I have some at my parents' house, but I don't have it on me at the moment. So it was real black and real crystally. And when I loaded up a bowl, I took there was a bowl of ash from a previous wheat bowl or whatever, and so I took a chunk of that. It was black and crystally. It looked so cool. I was really proud of it, and it's kind of like it looks kind of like plastic. It's really interesting, shiny and all that. Well, threw that on top of the ash, smoked it. I just lit it nicely, and actually it lit like a fuse. The crystal, and it didn't burn real quick, but it burnt. I just inhaled, and I inhaled the whole, little baby rock. It was freaking interesting. So there's at that 320, 330 degrees, what you're left with is magnesium, because you burnt off and decomposed all the chlorophyll. So all that nasty shit is gone, right? And you're left with magnesium, because the chlorophyll is magnesium in the middle. So you're left with magnesium, you're left with THC, definitely left with THC, and if the plant has CBN, you probably have CBN in it too, and I think mine did. It was a really goofy high, and really good high, and there was no headache. I was worried about getting a headache, or, what was it going to be? It was going to taste like crap. I didn't taste anything. My dad, he wanted to try some of it, so he actually put it on a bowl of weed, and he said it tasted like beans, right? I thought that was funny. But yeah, in reality, I didn't taste much of anything except I did say that there was like a real undertone of mint. And then when I tried it on that bowl, I was like, okay, I do taste the beans. So either there's like an earthy taste to it, or it's like a real light minty, but almost non-existent. So what I was thinking is, after you burn off and it's like a black crystal, you could either keep it like that. It would probably smoke pretty good in like a, even might even smoke good in a joint, but it definitely smokes great in a bowl. And you know, there's not all that fiber and woodiness, so it might be better on your lungs. I don't know. Magnesium kind of burns off at the same time. I don't know, but all that stuff would technically be in there when you're smoking the actual bud itself. So there you go.